Alright guys, we finally made it to level 49, but why do we need these levels? Well, that my friends is a really interesting question. Essentially, in this version you could get Silk Touch and Fortune on the same pickaxe through the enchantment table, because right now in beta 1.9 pre-release 4, the enchantment table was just introduced and is still broken. The enchanting table behaves differently in early versions, requiring up to 50 levels rather than the normal 30. Another different behavior is that it will use up all of the levels instead of just taking away 3. The best rolled combination is Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, Fortune 3, and Silk Touch 1. However, this is very difficult to get, and I will be settling for just anything with Fortune and Silk Touch on the same tool. Now, of course, in the future, this can be upgraded into a netherite pickaxe, and it will retain the enchantments, which is awesome. Silk Touch and Fortune. Guys, we got it. Holy moly, that was actually really lucky. Copy 1, we got it on copy 1, second try. Look at this. So, this was actually possible. That's awesome. So yeah, so we've obtained the great Fortune and Silk Touch pickaxe. So we're done. We can upgrade to 1.0, right? No, not quite, guys. There's a lot of things left actually that I really want to touch on. So of course, Silk Touch is still kind of broken. You guys remember we got we got something with that Silk Touch. I don't know if you remember, but we got a spawner with that Silk Touch. Okay. There's some other things we can do, okay? So, this means we're gonna have to take a trip to the dungeon room. Yeah. However, I want to go to the museum first because I want to share some ideas with you guys, and of course, I want to add the Silk Touch Fortune pickaxe to our collection. I am gonna use one for experimentation because I know you guys are dying for some experimentation. So yeah, that's why I made 4 of them. And so yeah, last episode, if you missed it, we discussed some rules for the world. And if you would like to watch that section, I will try and put a card up on the screen right now for you guys to click on that video. It wasn't a very unobtainable video, but we did discuss a bunch of rules for this series. And I think if you are a little bit confused on what's going on, that video is a pretty good video for you guys to kind of figure out a little bit more about the whole Unobtained thing. Anyways, the museum is kind of the overarching project for the world, I guess. Something that hopefully everyone is always caught up on is my goal. So every other episode I want to at least visit it or do something with it, because otherwise we're gonna get kind of this disjointed feel. So we got some great suggestions for how to make it look a couple episodes back, and yeah, we're kind of still here. Now, if you remember, we put the spawner display down here. We have a bunch in these chests here that were duped spawners. This is what was left over. This was our old spawner display. And over here we have this stuff over here where we need to destroy that. With big builds like this, I've found that generally I'll have actually built it in creative, and that I have not done. This is all survival kind of beginnings, and obviously we have this big mountain in the way, we have this mountain in the way, we have that mountain, we have that mountain, we have a lot of mountains in the way. So what I was thinking we do is in line with this, okay, and then in line with kind of this here, I want to set up a wing, right? And this wing is going to essentially extend pretty far. We're going to have display rooms on this side and on the other side, right? Okay, that's going to be our first display wing. And the display rooms are essentially going to have, like, for example, I am going to be making a chest display room. So if this is the center hallway, I want the hallways to be 5 wide. So here's that 5 wide hallway. Here's the room. And so here's going to be our chest display room, for example, right? So there's some really cool stuff we can do with chests and invalid chest configurations. So I'd like to make a room of all the chest configurations. It's not super interesting in my opinion, but I think it'd be really cool to show. So designing rooms like that is going to be pretty interesting. Now I've got some pretty good ideas for how I want to do the ceiling based on some suggestions that I got from people in my Discord. I'd like to put our pickaxe display right over here, so that we mirror it a little bit. I'm going to actually kind of remove this dirt for now, just so we kind of have an idea of where the import frame is. It's right here. So on this section here, we need to put the frame. Okay, perfect. I'm liking it. Of course, I don't really know how I'm gonna do it. We probably just gonna have to put a chest down, right? So put our chest down, boom, and then we put 3 of these pickaxes in here. There we go. That's our display, and we get to keep 1 based on my rules from last episode. So I think that essentially is all I wanted to do, but just having a chest in the corner is pretty bad. There's no item frames yet, however. So what I was thinking we do is we kind of make this look a little bit better by kind of making a little bit of a glass display case here. Like pretend there's a pickaxe in there and this is what's actually in there, you know? Something like this. And then with these display cases, usually there's like a flooring change. So put planks like that. Okay, so that actually, is this our silk touch? No, this is our silk touch. Let me show you guys. Aha, we get silk touch. I'm not sure if chests drop what's in them. They should, but I don't know. So to make it actually centered, I'm going to do that, and then put, it looks like, let me think here. It goes back here. Right, okay. I think this will be fine. Yeah, okay. So there's our display case. We put our 3 pickaxes. Oh, no, not that one. 3 special pickaxes in here. And now I need some signs. It is episode 9. So we're going to put the display things here. So episode 9, beta 1.9, pre 4. Silk touch plus fortune pick. Alright, awesome. Episode 9, beta 1.9 period 4, silk touch plus fortune pick. We have a sign there. Now on this side, ooh, what do we put on this side? Let's see. I mean, it's always going to be quotes by me. Maybe you guys can start putting like quotes in the comments for like unobtainables. That would be really cool. And I'd just put your guys' quotes next to an unobtainable that obviously would have to fit the episode in some way. I don't necessarily think it's like has to do with the unobtainable, but just something to do with the episode or the version that is kind of funny or interesting. That would be cool. So either I'll come up with something if no one else does, or you guys can put little suggestions. Just make sure you tell me what item it's for if you're going to do something like this. Yeah, so that brings me to my next thing. I want to make sure that we're labeling all the other stuff in the world. So the spawner here, we have 1, 2, 3 spaces for signs. So we can write quite a bit here. I'm going to save the quote for that one for another time. But let's see. This was beta. This was also pre-4. So, all right, cool. And I'll leave this section open for maybe a quote from one of you guys. But if you guys don't have a suggestion or there's nothing that I think would be really cool, I'll just make something up. But yeah, and then now we also have to do this guy here. But I want to finish the exhibit for him. So, yeah, we have some other stuff we gotta put over here, but it's not necessarily finished. However, everybody, we have one thing we gotta do. We can get infested stone with this beauty of a pickaxe, and I wanted to try and do it with you guys today. So, yeah, silverfish can actually burrow into blocks. I believe they can't have any line of sight to you, so what we're gonna do is we're going to make a little tunnel so they can't find us. Oh, there's one. And you can see it dropped a stone block. And there you go, we have 2 of them now. So I guess you can't get stone brick variants, unfortunately. So you guys just saw that we broke a stone brick and it dropped a stone block. So it's a little bit wonky how it works, but I guess that's the whole point, right? Anyways, we actually got 2, so we pretty much are good to go. We can dupe that. It's not that cool of a block, really. I mean, if we dupe a bunch of it, we could use it for XP, but I don't like that idea, and it's more of a hassle than it is a benefit to me. So I just wanted to show that off. Yeah, it's kind of a cool system. But silverfish seem to be not really worth farming. I don't know, just to me, it doesn't seem worth the effort, right? This view is awesome. Wow. Man, I like it. So our world is sorely missing something, and that something is good storage. And I have been wondering where to build it, and just coming up here I was wandering around kind of looking for a location, and I came up here. I looked down, we can see all the ugly ravine base there, but we can see the beautiful crop circle over there. We can see the pathway to the tree farm over there, and I can just imagine we can have our mob farm up here. We can have all sorts of stuff going throughout here. See stuff in the distance, and of course the ocean and a river right below us. I'm really digging this area here. This hill right here is kind of perfect for like having some supports coming out like here, having a balcony over top of it, and then of course like some sort of house, kind of mansion house looking thing there, and then of course we build probably a massive storage system behind the house, like into the mountain. But of course we get the nice view of this whole area down here, which is where we're going to be building quite a few things. Eventually we're probably going to end up expanding that way or into the mountains. I don't know, I feel like the mountains I kind of only want to dig out for storage. And yeah, so that's kind of my vision with that. And then all this area down here we can build stuff. I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone a little bit and build something above ground, right? And I think in the long term, I'll be happy because I'm really happy with this. And this, honestly, let's be real, is like nothing. So with a bit of work, things can really change around here. Hopefully you guys have some suggestions for some of the stuff I've mentioned, and maybe even for this mansion build. Although I really want to try and do this myself because I struggle with building and I want to get better. So yeah, I like this shape that we've laid out here. I'm thinking, of course, to make more visual interest, we're going to add some boxes on over here, and maybe a box here and a box here to really give it some visual interest. Well, goodbye everybody. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed making it. Bye bye.